In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the GUI Editor. So at any time, you could right click on the canvas to add a knob, a fader, a button, a text label, a drop down menu, meter, or a keyboard. So let's go ahead and first add a drop down menu. And most of the time people use these drop down menus for your instrument browser or for a LFO type selector. I'll show you a couple different examples of this, but we could also add a meter. And what's really cool is that any of the assets, you can go ahead and click on the bottom right hand corner and you could stretch this out to whichever dimensions you feel look the best for your project. That looks pretty good. And here on the right hand side, it will tell you the dimensions of this asset. So you can adjust it and you'll see you can type in, maybe you want it to be 184. Or if you want to have the X point, 290, you could do that as well. So what I want to do next is add a knob. So let me show you how you could, this is the default knob that it comes with, or you can customize that. We can go to our Rompler asset pack folder. We could choose static or dynamic. Let's choose dynamic so that it's a knob that's going to be working and moving around. We could choose between basic knobs, some of my favorite knobs, LED knobs, modern knobs, random knobs. Let's choose a modern knob of some sort. There's a blue one. We can go ahead and add that in, and you see just that simple. You could add custom knobs. Let's go ahead and choose a different type. Go under here, go back under our assets, dynamic, knobs, and let's see, go back under modern. We choose a red one, or what we could do, let's go ahead under some of my favorites. We use modern 3, and that's a little larger knob, but we can adjust it like I told you. We could go ahead and click on that bottom right hand corner, and then you could use this control link section right here. This is really important so that you can give an action. You can give an effect to that knob. Maybe you want that knob to be a gain, and you could go ahead and click on gain, or you could make this knob, you want it to be maybe a filter cutoff knob. You could do that. And with your filter, when you're creating that filter, you're gonna also need a drop down menu so that you could choose between high and low pass filters. You can adjust these. So what we could do is we would go to filter type, boom, right underneath it, and then when you export your VST and a user is using it, it'll say low and high pass, and they could select the different type of filter that they would like to be shown in that box. What's also pretty cool is that at any time with these drop down menus and any of the assets, you can adjust some of the colors. So maybe you want the text to show up as blue, and maybe you want the outside of these outlines to be transparent. So you can go ahead and adjust the alpha section under here, and then it's not going to show the lines as much. Or you can adjust the background color of this drop down menu as well. Maybe you want it to be green. Just that simple. You can also add a keyboard down here. And then just like we were able to customize this drop-down menu, you could do the same with the keys. So maybe you want the keys to be black, or maybe you want them to be red or green. You can even customize how that note is being pressed down. Maybe you want it to show up as yellow, or maybe when you hover over this keyboard, it's going to be played in like a gray color. You could do that as well. And at any time, you can remove any of the assets by right clicking on it and choose remove. So what we could do next is let's go ahead and add a couple knobs. And I want to show you how we could add some text onto these knobs as well, or any of the assets by that. What we could do is move this over just a bit, and then what we could do is choose add label. And these add labels are really nice for adding like ADSR, or if you go, so we're adding labels now. could even put ADSR, there we go. So you could add labels to any of these assets as well. Maybe we'll make this one be a filter. We can move this VU meter for now. Then people will know that this knob is a cutoff. It's going to have a menu down here, shows the label, stuff like that. So it's just helping to describe what these areas are on your plugin to help the user experience and navigation of these controls for your users.